Now that we've familiarized ourselves with the interior of the truck, I'll take you through a startup process. Take a key into the ignition and you turn it to the first position. It goes through a bit of a startup process where it's going to beep at you. It's checking the computer systems right now and letting you know that everything is good to start. Turn it over. And what we're looking for here is we want to make sure before we put it in gear, these Volvo 670s that have a Meritor transmission, they like to have 90 psi of air. So you can see that I've got about 120 right now. It's still just doing a final fill up of air. Both front and rear tanks are full. It should shut off in a moment here. I want to do a check. You can see this gauge, my application air is going up and down as I press on the brakes, and I've got, usually my oil pressure will sit about 65 or 90 psi, and this truck is just in the process of starting up, so it's not warm yet. We will get to an operating temperature of about 175 when we get underway and get a load on behind us. These Volvos come with a very detailed monitoring system, so this yellow screen is controlled from the windshield wiper control, and there's quite a few menus we can go through. We can customize the gauges, we can see our fuel data, time and distance, we can customize the display so we can show whatever we want. Now right now this truck is set up in kilometers and degrees Celsius. I can switch everything over to miles per gallon, gallons, and Fahrenheit. It also displays any vehicle messages. Of course this truck has no check light on right now, so there's nothing to see. We can also go into a bunch of vehicle settings and diagnostics, show us some vehicle data as well. So there's quite a bit of information that we can drill into and learn about the condition of the truck and how it's operating. Right now I've got the display set up to show temperature, the gear that we're in, of course time and the mileage, and how many kilometers to empty. So right now I've got just under a quarter tank. And given the fuel mileage that I've had recently, I can go another 613 or about 400 miles. To put the truck into gear, to take it out of neutral, the first thing you want to do is you always want to make sure that you've got your brake applied. Turn off your parking brake by pushing it into the dash. Now you can see that right now my display shows that I'm in neutral, and by my right hip there's the controller, and it shows that we're in neutral as well. To put the truck in gear, you just push the Cobra head forward. You don't push any buttons. You just rock it forward once. You'll see that it's showing that we're in forward, and on the dash it is in third gear, and the little triangle here to the left says that we're in auto shift, so that we the gears will change automatically. Remove our foot from the brake, and we start to move forward and we apply throttle. I'll also show you how to put it into neutral and into reverse. To do so, again, we come back to the Cobra head, and if we press this gray button on the right side of the Cobra head controller, again this is a ZF Meritor transmission, press that button, it puts it into neutral, shows neutral on the dash. To put it into reverse, it's got a little bit of a safety mechanism. You hold this gray button and you rock it backwards, and it puts it into reverse gear. And you'll see on our dash it actually says RL for reverse low. There is a high speed reverse as well. If we push the Cobra head forward while in reverse, it stays in reverse. And it goes into reverse high. We'll put it in neutral once again. And of course, anytime you're going to take your foot off the brake or you're not traveling, you want to turn that parking brake on. Before we get underway, you always want to make sure you've got good visibility. So let's take a look at our mirrors. Oh look, there's snow here in Alberta and a snow shovel and toboggan in the background. Yes, those are moose horns. Moose antlers. So the lower mirror objects in mirror are closer than they appear. You've got great visibility. It's pretty hard for someone to hide back there. We do have power mirrors here, so I can choose my left mirror and I can adjust it left and right and up and down, and I have control over my right mirror as well. You can see the visibility is pretty good. This truck is also equipped with fender mirrors, so it's really hard for someone to be in that blind spot while you're driving. I'll also point out we have power windows, both passenger and driver side, and this is the control for the heated mirrors. I'll point out something about the lights at this time as well. These trucks, the newer models, have not only park brakes and regular driving lights, but it's also got another set of lights that are down on the bumper. So this Generation 2 truck, you'll see that the lower lights on the bumper get turned on with this. There is, of course, it's dimmed the dashboard while we're in that state. Turning on high beams, turns on high beams on both the fenders as well as on the bumper when all of your lights are turned on. Now that we're seated in the driver's position and ready to leave, I want to point out as well, from this point of view, we have a really nice sun visor that flips down for the driver. One comes down for the passenger as well. And if you do forget anything about how to shift or how to put the truck in gear, it's all written on a reference card on the visor. Thanks for taking the time to look at this video about the interior of one of these trucks. Again, this is a Volvo 670 that we've looked at today. If you have any more questions, you're very welcome to contact us or look at the information on our website, rvhaulers.ca. Thank you.